Hey guys, Aaron C back with from a little bit of a hiatus from some game pickup. As I said in my new videos about my other side pickups, my comics and stuff like that. Had to spend some money on some real life, so that's pretty cool. Had some bills to pay, so this is really just from Christmas money, I guess, that I kind of picked this stuff up. Before we get started, just like to thank I got 20 subscribers to my channel. I'm so super excited about that. And I just want to thank some guys that have subscribed and watched my videos. I really appreciate them. Couple of my buddies that have subscribed. Travis G, you've heard me talk about him before. Has a huge, great retro gaming collection with a lot of other stuff in his collection as well. When I was senior in high school, we started collecting this stuff. He had a Jaguar before anybody else did. He had everything. Before all this stuff kind of blew up into something that was a pretty collector heavy market, I guess now, because back then it really wasn't. So he's the one who kind of introduced me to Super Nintendo after I didn't have one for a while. So the roots of this probably starts with him. So Travis, thank you for all the support, man, and watching the videos and commenting and liking and stuff, sharing on your page. I really appreciate it. Next up is my buddy Goose. I work with him, and we've known each other for a long time. We've gamed, we played Halo, we played Call of Duty together, we played Madden, we played all that good stuff together. So Goose, thank you guys, thank you so much for subscribing and watching my stuff. And also, my buddy Ronnie, Fox Riders Outdoors, one of my former football players. I really appreciate it, man. Love when my former football players, my peanut football players subscribe and watch. I really appreciate it, man. And if you need anything, just kind of let me know, man. Hit me up. As far as YouTubers that have gaming-centric channels, Old School Joypad, thank you guys so much for subscribing. Agent Sleepy subscribes. Fresh Shot Games, he has a couple pickups that he just put up recently. Fat Mike, Xander Scullion, thank you for subscribing, man. I love your channel. I love all these channels, Xander. I love watching yours. Great. And Ken 16-bit, very indie feel to his channel. He does a little handy cam, kind of like I do. And, I just love watching all these guys and being a part of this community, so I thank you guys for subscribing. And much like my comic book video, Cindy Kalinsky, I'm going to put her stuff in there. She's an independent writer, kind of an adult fiction writer. Please hit her up, man. I mean, she's very creative. She has a great website that promotes her writings, and really kind of jumping head first into that. So she's very creative, and it's those type of people that really inspire me to go out and kind of do these videos and even do more stuff later on once I kind of get a setup that allows me to do so. So go check out Cindy. Cindy, thank you. I hope everything's going okay, and just continue doing your great work. So let's jump into the game pickups. I want to kind of separate these in more of a story type context, and I'll tell you where I got what. Like I said, most of this came from my Christmas money. I had great relatives and great parents that just said, hey, just go kind of get what you want, so I very much appreciate it. These pickups right here actually came from Goodwill. I have a crappy Goodwill. No offense, they don't. When it comes to game wise, they don't have very much. They usually have like Madden 03 to 06 for the Xbox or PlayStation 2 or stuff like that. The really common sports styles. But every so often, I still drop by just to see what they have. And one Saturday morning, I dropped by. I was out early doing something. I think I was going to flea marketing, and I had to go to Walmart to pick something up. So I went by the Goodwill, which is right next to it, and lo and behold, they had Super NES games for about $2 a piece. So I was like, I'll take all those, and also, do you have any more Nintendo games or anything like that? They go back. They had some Nintendo games, very nice looking Nintendo games. Got them all for like $2 a piece, which is about $40. Now the story goes, a lot of them was doubles. There's only the ones I got a bunch of games, but these are the only ones I kept, and I traded a lot of them in. The bigger one was a Super Mario All-Stars, which I got about $10 credit out of at G2K. Almost, I think it's like 8 or 9 or something like that. And then I parlayed that into something else. Let me show off the ones I kept from the Goodwill. The first one I got is Super Street Fighter. Did not have that one in my collection. Second one I had was Tecmo Super Bowl, which me and my buddy Reed, who just came in from the Navy, came in for a couple days, and I whooped his butt in it. No, I'm sorry. No, I didn't. I think he beat me in that one. The next one is Super WrestleMania. And then the last one I picked up, which I forgot is in my drawer and I'm going to look for, is NBA Jam. Now that's the one I whipped Reed in. The New York Knicks 55 points with John Starks. But anyway, after my gloating, those are the Super Nintendo games plus NBA Jam that I kept out of my collection because I did not have. The NES ones I kept was I picked up a Black Label Mario Brothers, just with Mario, no Duck Hunt. RC Pro-Am, which I did not have. Gauntlet 2, not the Tengen version, but I don't really know. I'm not a big fan of the Tengen cards. And then the last one is Tag Team Wrestling. So I got all those, and those are the ones that I kept out of the Goodwill haul. There's like 20 games, so I traded a lot of them in, and I got some pretty good credit for it. And so, what did I turn it into? So I walked in. I'd been in there a couple days earlier. They didn't really have anything. I already had the majority of the stuff that they had. They had some better copies of stuff, but unless it's just a really, really good copy, I really just stick with the copy I have. So I walked in there, and somebody had just traded this game in. There's a couple games for Super Nintendo that I had, kind of resigned to saying I'm going to have to pay full price for these. So this one right here was one of them. They had it for $20, which is, I think the value has actually come down. They had it for $20, and I had, I think, $19 worth of credit. Now I ended up getting a little more stuff that I would have to pay for, but I got this for like $1. That's Final Fantasy 2. This is my first Final Fantasy game on the Super Nintendo. So really excited to have this in my collection. Can't wait to kind of stick it in and start playing. I'm to the point now in my collection where I need to start playing these things, and hopefully being able to do some game capture and some game footage of doing that, maybe some playthrough. So while these Super Nintendo games, they're my first time. I've never played a lot of these, so I'm really excited to have this in my collection and to be able to go and have that, pick up some great games I didn't have, and then turn around and be able to trade those in and get something I really wanted. I was really excited about that. So Final Fantasy 2, $1. I did pick up some other things from G2K over the holidays. Picked up Donkey Kong Country for $5. I did not have this. This game was a blast. Like I said, I've never played a lot of these Super Nintendo games. I played this momentarily at a friend's house. I was kind of indifferent about it. Didn't get enough to play to say, hey, it's one of my favorite games of all time or anything, but this is definitely a fun game. The next one is Pinball Black Label. I've been kind of searching out some Black Label stuff. I got that for, I think, like $2 or something like that. Strider, which is one of the cleanest copies of Strider. I picked it. All these up came from G2K, pretty much, in their various locations. Strider, very clean copy. I had a couple that had like the tear on the label and stuff, so I ended up finding this one pretty good condition there. This one I have no clue how to pronounce. This was on, I can't remember his name. His name I think is Mike, but he's the guy that does the Angry Video Nerd with the Angry Video Game Nerd. And I think his name's Mike, but I can't remember his name. But he does some videos on his own sometimes, and he does like hidden gems. He did one for Super Nintendo and he did one for Nintendo, and this was on there. And I thought, man, it looks like a pretty cool game. It's hard to find. It's not rare by any stretch of the imagination. I think it goes for like $7, so it's kind of an uncommon game, I guess. But I really can't find it. This is a crappy condition. It's kind of beat up. I had to clean it a lot. I had to really clean it, and kind of ruined it a little bit because I had to clean it so much. But kind of had some Sharpie or something. Xexes, I think is how you say it. Xexes. Very cool game. I thought it was a blast. Kind of Legend of Zelda-ish with a little bit of Metroid. I mean, the way, at least like the setting and stuff. But you go in these doors and you have all this other stuff you do, and these crazy like kind of sub bosses. You just walk in the door and you gotta save a girl or something like that. Really cool game. Hudson Soft really doesn't make bad games, so I got this for a really good price. Like I said, if I ever see another one that's better, I'll probably pick up another one. But just to have my collection, this is just a blast, man. Xexes, I guess is how you say it. Went by the place that I got the big haul in my first video Nintendo wise with Bonk's Adventure and whatnot. I picked up F-Zero X. It's really the only one that they had, and just on. It's a really heavy cart. I don't know. Some N64 carts are heavier than the other. This one's quite hefty. So big F-Zero fan, so couldn't pass it up. I think it had for like $3 or something. Picked this up at G2K, $3.99. No manual. I don't have a GameCube yet, so I'm very particular on what color GameCube I want, so I haven't seen one around. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Also picked up at G2K Dino Crisis for the PS1. And another one that I've been looking for a long time for. I gotta get a PS1 memory card, but I finally got all the Metal Gear Solid games. And this isn't, I know it's a long box, and I asked, did you make this case? But this actually came from like a box set that had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. I think maybe Substance was also in that. I can't remember, but they released it on the PS2. So great to have. If I find one in the original PS1 case, I'll probably pick it up. But just to get started, I really want to start playing this series. That's something I missed out at. I was playing Final Fantasy VII, Mega Man Legends, and that kind of took my time. So, Metal Gear Solid. And then Cafe Media Girl, I'll drop her page on the bottom there. Reminded me that I guess GameStop was having the buy two get one free PS2 sale when they're trying to get rid of them. So they had some pretty higher end titles that I said, well, if I buy two of them at full price and get $20, $30 game for free, good to go. So I picked up the Warriors. This is complete. Picked up actually this one did not come from that sale. Mega Man X Collection did. I've been eyeing this, still has the manual as well. So I've been eyeing this for a very, very long time, and this was the time I picked up. I think they had it for like $20. So paid a little bit over, but I think this ended up being the free one. So Mega Man X. Star Wars Battlefront I picked up. Hot Shot Golf, or I'm sorry, Hot Shot Tennis. One of those where I bought like a $10 title and could get two more. So picked up Bully. And these came from various GameStop, from here in Norton to Gordon Wise, to also the one in Kingsport, Tennessee. So this one I'm pretty stoked for, Clock Tower 3. And this one I got for like I think $5, but it goes for like 8 or 9. So pretty good little find there. Let's see. Picked up Super Bust-A-Move. I have another game in there, but I don't know which case I put the game in. But I got Valkyrie Profile 2. I think it's called Sumeria. So I've heard really good things about this series, so can't wait to kind of stick this. I played a little bit of it before, but the disc stopped, so I had to get it refurbished. You can I just say this about GameStop? I'm not tangent because all the guys at GameStop are really nice and knowledgeable. When they take in games, I don't know what their process is, but there was some games in here that was absolutely jacked. And I know it's not their fault, they're just doing their job. But I had to get a lot of these actually, I had to pay a little bit more for them because I had to get them refurbished. I just, my Final Fantasy X, which every time me and my brother ever buys Final Fantasy X, it's something wrong with it. So I have to get that refurbished. There's something, and I got that at the pawn shop, so I don't know, that's kind of a different story. But when it comes to GameStop, I expect these games to be checked a little bit better instead of me having to spend $18. G2K does a great job with what they do. They charge $3 to do it, and that's an extra fee that I have to pay. So I wish they would at least attempt to refurbish it, but apparently they, multi-million-dollar chain of stores, and you can't afford a refurbish machine to refurbish your stuff. So I'm not sure all GameStop does this. Like I said, those guys behind the counter are just trying to do their job, and that's perfectly fine. But I had to pay an extra $18 for those to get refurbed. I have some more that I have to get repaired because they're janky and not working. So, which is my fault. I should have looked at them, but in the same sense, I kind of came to the point that I want this game. If I want the game, I'll get it refurbished, and that's kind of what I've done. G2K does a great job with those, so I have no problems there. But I wish they would just check them just a little bit more. Anyway, rant over. Tony Hawk's Proving Ground. Big fan of the Tony Hawk series. I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 or 3. Whichever one has Spider-Man and Wolverine. I think Wolverine was one of the, because at that time I think they Acclaim or whoever was doing Activision, Neversoft had the Marvel license. So that was the one I started out with. Devil May Cry 3, which finishes off the Devil May Cry series for me. I'm going to play these and then go and get the new one, which I've heard great things about. This one I was really excited to find. I found it for a pretty good price at the GameStop in Kingsport, I think. They had it for like $8 or $9. I think G2K actually sold it for almost $20, I think. If I can remember. It actually came with the official soundtrack as well. Silent Hill 3. I've never played the Silent Hill game. My brother's a big Silent Hill fan, so when when he pulled this out, he said, "When you start playing Silent Hill games?" Well, now, because I've never played them before, but he's a big fan of them. And the next one and the final one out of that batch is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. As I said, big fan of the Tony Hawk series. This one actually has the manual and everything in it. So I love these games, man. I wish they'd go back to the old ones. I know there's like, oh, the formula's broken. No, just put better graphics to it. The gameplay was very, very good. You still have to be good at the game, but you can pick up and play as well. So, but again, Tony Hawk, please come back. Be a better game. The next ones are the final ones I picked up. These came from a flea market in Abington, except for one of them came from G2K. Metal Gear Solid 3. Now I have this in the same little box set case that number 1 was. I ended up trading that one in because I found this one. And it is just unbelievably good condition. I mean, the case, it still had the sticker from wherever they bought it from at the top. So guy had it, and I said, you know what, this is, and I wanted this case because I got 2 in its original case. So I wanted to kind of match that up with that. So Metal Gear Solid 3. Next one is Neo Contra. Probably gonna have to get this one repaired. Again, sometimes you just grab a game, you're like, oh yeah, this is awesome. I'm looking for this game, and you don't check it, and there's some scratches and stuff on it, so I'm gonna have to get it refurbished. Neo Contra for the PlayStation 2. Nice Jim Lee artwork on the front. Was trying to haggle with the lady. I had 2 games, and I ended up putting the other one back because she just wouldn't come down on the other one, and it didn't have a manual, so that was why I was kind of haggling. But this one I got for like, I think like $5. And finally, the last one is a game that I never played on the PC. I had the second one on the Xbox for a while. Never really played it. I'm really excited. It's not like it's a rare game or a common game, but it's a very good game. And I hope the port of this is good as well, and then I can pick up the orange box so I can play the second one. It's Half-Life on the PlayStation 2. I had the second one on PlayStation or for the Xbox, and then they ported this one over. I guess before that one. Funny fact is, one of the guys at GTK, and I'm sorry I can't remember his name, but he was telling me a story that this was actually developed for the Dreamcast, and it was done. Like it had reached the final, I guess, beta or maybe even going to print, and it was about the time the Dreamcast said, we're not going to do it in the United States anymore. And then so it's like, alright, and they pretty much scrapped the whole thing and put it on PC, which was a big tax write-off because they was at the very end of the game, but they didn't make any money. They had a tax write-off so they could make money instead of just putting it out and hoping it sells, halfway decently, and they just put it on PC. So, in another life, maybe Valve and Gearbox wouldn't have been so successful if it would have dropped on the Dreamcast. But nonetheless, they ported it to the PlayStation 2. I haven't heard too many terrible things with the port, so hopefully it's good. I'm not a big first-person guy, so we'll see how that kind of goes. I haven't played a first-person shooter in a very, very long time, and I know this technically maybe isn't a shooter to a certain extent, but I've always kind of wanted to play these games, but I'm not a PC guy. I hate playing on PCs. I just not what I like to do. So got this. I'll pick up Half-Life on Half-Life 2 or Episode 2 for the orange box, and we'll see how that goes. So hopefully I can get into Half-Life 2. If you ever go like read it or something, those guys are obsessed with Half-Life 3 coming out, so or whenever it's gonna come out. So hopefully I can get caught up before that happens. I think I got plenty enough time because I don't know when they're gonna do that. So, but that's it. Like I said, all that was my Christmas money. Bills come along whether it's Christmas or not. So not a ton of pickups there. I actually picked up more comics and stuff because I got better deals on that during Christmas time than I did games and stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, go check out those guys' channels. I want to thank everybody for subscribing. 20 subscribers is huge for me, and hopefully, sorry about my hiatus. It's been busy and trying to get these games together to get them done. I actually had one more. I actually picked up Shikigami Tensei. The one with the little demon boy on it. I don't know. I can't remember. I picked that up at my neighbor borrowed it to play, to kind of play also. So, but again, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. And hopefully, like I said, this channel is going to become a little bit more than just me babbling on about my pickup. So, but thanks for everybody subscribe. Check out those channels once I get this thing up. And if you're into comics and stuff and want to see what I picked up and a little bit more of a review of those things that I picked up, go check out my the other side pickups and my comics and games and wrestling related stuff. So go check that out. And if you like it, like it. If you don't, then don't. But thank you guys for subscribing, and hopefully it'll be a little bit sooner for the next video. But until then, I'll see you later.